The entirety of the security industry, both on the customer side and on the provider side, don't have a very good common language with each other. And they oftentimes will ask for things that the testing company won't give them. And the lemon market that's been created in security have a very, very high level of knowledge on the tester side and a low level of knowledge on the consumer side. So they're not actually getting value out of their test. All they're doing is reading a brochure, and because that looks pretty, they buy it. I think it's down to customer education as well as provider education. I think a lot of the providers don't know how to provide the service that they're actually selling.
I sent 95 fishes, 93 people clicked on it. And then they're like, yeah, thank you for the metrics, which gave them nothing. Like, they got nothing out of that. The only thing that they got is that your users will click shit. That's all. That's the biggest benefit they got. And guess what? That will always happen, because clicking shit is the most fun part of using a computer. It's the most fun thing that you can do. There's nothing else more fun than clicking shit. How do you get to the kitties? Click shit. How do you get the funny video? Click shit. Right? Like, that's the most fun thing that you could do. So of course they're gonna click it. Like, I click shit all the time. But you gotta really provide value, right? It should be testing all sorts of stuff. You should be testing intelligence leakage based on how you profile the company and what addresses you can get and how you can find their org chart and who you can set it up to and whether they're VT grads who are retarded for football that you want to be able to specifically fish them with game tickets inside of an Excel macro because you dumped a bunch of documents that they had and you found the metadata and you realized that they were using 97 instead of 2013 and they're old school and you could just dump a macro and the shit would run automatically. Like, huge finding. Did you find it when you were doing phishing? No, it didn't have that in the button. Right?
So when companies normally will go through and try and hire someone to do a phishing test, oftentimes the metrics that they look for are around what users and how many users clicked. And that's actually not providing them any value because we all know that a user is going to click on things. That's the function of their computer. That's what they do. So making security metrics around that is irrelevant to the security program. Users should definitely do phishing tests because it gives them the ability to expose multiple different layers and test multiple different layers of the program. The problem is that the tester oftentimes is not aware of all of the layers that should be tested, and the consumer is not realizing that the tester has the ability to test all those levels. I think the best message in all of security is that experience provides you the intelligence and the ability to act in situations that are stressful. And when we're in stressful situations, whether it's being under attack, whether it's a compromise, whether it's a system going down, whether it's the leak of information, all of those are very, very stressful situations for a company. And the more that we can train, the more that we can get used to being in that type of fight and not some type of very controlled thing where it doesn't put us through the level of stress, the more we can get used to the stress, we can act cool and calm and collected and follow those distinct standards and guidelines that we've put forth in the stressful situation instead of having some type of arbitrary reaction that we can't anticipate.